Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and pranams to all. So we will start with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Jnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Meshwar. Hari Om Tat Sat. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So we are reading Easy Journey to Other Planets. We are on chapter number 2, which is talking about the different varieties of planetary systems. Prabhupada was explaining here how if we cannot use mechanical means to go to other planets, right? If you want to go to the moon planet, we need to worship Chandra Dev, who's in charge of the moon planet. If you want to go to the sun planet, we need to worship Vivaswan. He is the predominating deity of the sun planet, right? We cannot go into the sun planet or the moon planet simply by satellites or rockets, because we don't have the body that can survive in these planets. That's why Prabhupada is explaining how those people who have gone to the Mars or the moon, etc., they don't find any living entities, right? But we know, what is that verse? Evam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham abhyayam vivaswan manave praha manurikshva kave bravet. So Krishna gave the signs of transcendental knowledge to Vivaswan, who is a sun god. So there are living entities in every planet. However, Prabhupada gives an analogy how just because we cannot stay in the water doesn't mean that water does not have living entities, right? Fishes, there are sharks, there are crocodiles, etc., who survive in water. Just because we cannot survive in water for a long time, we cannot say there are no living entities in water. Similarly, Prabhupada is saying just because we cannot survive in the sun planet or the moon planet or the Mars or whatever may be, we cannot say that there are no living entities in those planets. There are living entities existing in all of those planets. And if we were desirous to go to those planets, we should worship the Devata who is in charge of that particular planet. And in this way, we'll be able to transport. But then Prabhupada also, Lord Krishna says, A Brahma Bhuvanan Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. Even if you go to the highest planet of this material world, you have to come back to this material world. So an intelligent person will not want to go to Indraloka or Chandraloka. Rather, he would want to go back to that spiritual world from where there is no return back to this material world. Yad Gatvan Anivartante Tad Dhamma Paramamama. And then Prabhupada also talks about the yogi, right? Some of the Ashtanga yogis, they try to take their soul out, right? When it's time for them to leave their body, there are 9 holes in the body. So, if from the topmost hole of the body, if the prana leaves, then one is likely to get a higher destination. But then we are not even conscious, right, of what we will be at the time of death, right? Because prana, kapha, pitta, etc., etc., is all imbalanced. And then so what happens? We are not able to think anything. What do I want to think at the time of death? Because we are so much in inconvenience, we are so much in discomfort. We are not able to think of anything, isn't it? So it is not practically possible to think or to release the prana from any particular part of the body, right? Because our body itself is not under our control. Sometimes we simply have a headache and then we cannot do anything properly. We cannot do devotional service, we cannot do chanting, we cannot do Archa Vigraha Seva, nothing. Simply as a small headache can cause a disruption in our devotional service. What to think of at the time of death, when every part of the body is not functioning properly, right? So in this way, Prabhupada is saying an intelligent person, he will not want to go anywhere else other than to go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what is the means to go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead or to his Dham? Is by engaging in the process of devotional service. Now Prabhat is going to talk about the futility of the scientists' effort to trying to reach a planet through mechanical means, because it's not possible. Okay, if nobody want to read, you can raise your hands. We'll try to complete this chapter today, and then we will start our next book tomorrow. Hopefully, let's see. Anyone wants to read? Okay, let me start. Material scientists have been trying for many years, and they will go on trying for 100 or 1000 years more, but they will never reach any planet. Okay, Sindhu Mataji, go ahead. Thank you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji.
Pranam Mataji. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Material scientists have been trying for many years.
And they will go on trying.
And they will go on trying for 100 or 1000 years more, but they will never reach any planet. Maybe by a scientific process, 1 or 2 men can reach some planet. But
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, 1 second. But that is not the general process. The generally accepted process for transferal to other planets is the practice of the yoga system or the jnana system. The bhakti system, however, is not meant for transferal to any material planet. Those who engage in the devotional service of Krishna or the Supreme Lord are not interested in any of the planets of this material world, because they know that no matter to which planet one elevates himself, he will still find the 4 principles of material existence there nonetheless. On some planets, the duration of life is much longer than on this earth, but death is there. Those who are Krishna conscious, however, transcend this material life of birth, death, disease, and old age. Spiritual life means release from this botheration and misery. Those who are intelligent, therefore, do not try to elevate themselves to any planet of this material world. Men are trying to reach the moon, although it is very difficult to gain entrance to that planet. If we do gain entrance, the period of our lives will be enhanced. Of course, that does not apply to life in this body. If we were to enter the moon with this body, instant death would be certain. When one enters into a planetary system, he must have a suitable body for that planet. Every planet is inhabited by living entities with bodies suitable for that planet. For instance, we can enter the water in this body, but we cannot live there. We may stay there 15 or 16 hours or maybe 24 hours, but that's all. Aquatic animals, however, have particular bodies suitable for living their whole lives in water. Similarly, if one takes a fish out of water and puts it on the land, it will die instantly. As we understand that even on this planet, there are different kinds of bodies for living in particular places. So similarly, if we want to enter another planet, we have to prepare ourselves to get a suitable body.
Thank you, Mataji. Let's request Nisha Mataji. We already discussed this, right? So we've discussed this, how if you want to go to a particular planet, we worship the demigod of that particular planet and transport ourselves there. But yet, an intelligent person will not want to transport himself to a Chandraloka or an Indraloka. Why? Because even if we go up to Brahmaloka, we have to come back to this material world. Yeah. And it is always subject to Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadhi. Although in the heavenly planets and in the higher planets, one may have a elongated life or a longer lifespan. But yet, at some point or the other, one has to give up this material body like that. Okay, Nisha Mataji, go ahead.
दंडवत प्रणाम सेशन बहुत अच्छा हुआ, बहुत ही अच्छा सेशन हुआ आपका. दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Bol, Dhanwat Pranam. Yes, Mataji, go ahead. If one transfers
himself and his soul transmigrates to the moon, by this yogic process, he gets a long duration of life. On the higher planets, 6 of our months equal 1 day. Thus, the beings there live for 10,000 years. That is the description in the Vedic literature. So, undoubtedly, one can get a very long duration of life, but still there is death. After 10,000 or 20,000 years, or even after millions of years, it does not matter. Death comes. Actually, we are not subject to death. That is, affirmed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita 2.20, Na hanyate hanya mane sharire, we are spirit soul and therefore we are eternal. Why then should we subject ourselves to death and birth? It is intelligent to think in this way. Those who are Krishna conscious are very intelligent because they are not interested in getting promotion to any planet where there is death despite a long duration of life there. Rather, they want to get a body like gods. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Satchidananda
Satchidananda Vigraha.
Vigraha. God's body is Satchidananda. Sat means eternal and Chit means full of knowledge. Ananda means full of pleasure. As stated
So we are
in our
singing in Damodar Ashtakam, right? Namamishwaram Satchit Ananda Rupam. So Krishna's body is Sat Chit and Ananda, but it is unlimitedly Sat Chit and Ananda, infinitely Sat Chit and Ananda. We are also Sat Chit Ananda, but our Sat Chit and Ananda are minuscule or infinitesimal as compared to the Lord's infinite Sat Chit and Ananda. Yes, Mataji, go ahead. Stated.
As stated in our pamphlet, Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure, if we transfer ourselves to the spiritual world, to Krishna's planet or to any other spiritual planet, then we will get a body similar to God's, Satchit Ananda eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. So those who try to be Krishna conscious have a different aim of life than those who are trying to promote themselves to the better planets in this material world. Lord Krishna says, Murdanya
Murjin Adhayatmanah Pranam Astito Yoga Dharanam.
The perfection of yoga is to transfer oneself to the spiritual world. Bhagavad Gita 8.12. The spirit soul is a minute particle within the body. We cannot see it. Our one practices the yoga system to raise the soul to the topmost part of the head. This practice goes on while one is living, and the perfection is reached when one can place himself on the top of the head and then break through. Then he can transfer himself to whatever higher planets he likes. That is the perfection of the yogi. If the yogi is inquisitive to see the moon, he can say, let me see what the moon is like. Then I shall transfer myself to higher planets, just like travelers who go to Europe, California, Canada, or other countries on Earth. One can transfer oneself to many planets by this yoga system, but anywhere he goes, he will find visa systems and customs systems. To go to other planets, one must be qualified. Krishna conscious persons are not interested in any temporary planet, even if it offers a long duration of life. If the yogi at the time of death can pronounce Om, the concise form of transcendental vibration, and at the same time Mam Anusmaran, remember Krishna, Vishnu, he will attain perfection. The purpose of the entire yoga system is to concentrate the mind on Vishnu. Impersonalists imagine that they see the form of Vishnu or the Lord, but those who are personalists do not imagine this. They actually see the form of the Supreme Lord. Either way, if one concentrates his mind through imagination, and if one actually sees, one has to concentrate his mind on the Vishnu form. Mama means unto the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Anyone who leaves this body and concentrates his mind on Vishnu enters into the spiritual kingdom after quitting his body. Those who are actually yogis do not desire to enter any other planet because they know that life is temporary on the temporary planets, and thus they are not interested. That is intelligence.
Life is temporary on the temporary planets.
Those who are satisfied with temporary happiness.
No, Mataji, that's okay. So they know that life is temporary on the temporary planets, and thus they're not interested. That is intelligence, right? So Yajantihi Su Meda Saha. The most intelligent people, what do? They worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, now Kishori Mataji can continue. Yeah, those who are satisfied.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
were satisfied with a temporary happiness. Temporary life and temporary facilities are not intelligent according to Bhagavad Gita 7.23. Antavat hetu phalam tesam.
Tesham tad bhavati alpamedasam.
Thank you, Mataji. One whose brain sometimes is very major, is interested in temporary things. That is the version of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I am eternal, so why should I be interested in non-permanent things? Who wants non-permanent existence? No one wants it. If we are living in an apartment and the landlord asks us to vacate, we are sorry, but we are not sorry if we move to a better apartment. This then is our inclination. We do not wish to die because we are eternal. The material atmosphere is robbing us of our eternality. The Srimad Bhagavatam says our duration of life is being diminished by the sun beginning from its rising until the time is set. So daily we are losing the duration of our lives. If the sun rises at 5:30 in the morning, at 5:30 in the evening, 12 hours they have been taken away from the duration of our lives. We will never get this time back. If we ask any scientist, I will give you $12 million. Please give me back these 12 hours. He will reply, no, it is not possible. The scientist cannot do it. Therefore, the Bhagavatam says that from sunrise to sunset, the duration of our lives is being diminished. Time is
Hare
called
Krishna.
Kala.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
We'll continue tomorrow. So next section is going to go into Kala, right? So here it is mentioned Mrityu Sarva Haras Chaham. Right? Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita. Right? Krishna comes in the form as Kala at the time of death. Right? At that time, if you're able to remember Krishna, then that will give us eternal life of happiness and bliss in the association of the Lord. If you're not able to remember Krishna, then at least if we perform devotional service throughout our life, we'll definitely get a higher destination from where we will continue our path of devotional service. So there's no loss or diminution in this path of bhakti. If we perfect our lives, we go back home back to Godhead. Else we'll be born in the family of Vaishnavas, we'll be born in aristocratic families where it will be conducive for us to continue with the path of bhakti, right? That is why it is said that whenever sunrise to sunset, whenever we live or whenever we celebrate our birthday, that means what? We are coming closer to death, right? We are coming closer to the grave, right? So we have to become more conscious and we need to become more reflective of how I am spending my day, how am I utilizing the time that is provided. In this way, if we are conscious about how we spend our time and utilize our time in the service of the Lord, then that would be the perfection of life. So tomorrow we will complete the book. I think a little bit of it is left. About 5-6 paragraphs are there about time. So we'll read it tomorrow. Now let's quickly go on to our Kartik month special recitations that we're doing. So we will start with chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 12 entitled Devotional Service. अर्जुनोवाच एवं सततयुक्ताये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेशमनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः ये त्वक्षरम् अनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्रगम् अचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवम् सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् मय्येव मन आदत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव त ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः अथ चित्तं समादातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽपि असमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अभिकर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि अतैतदपि अशक्तोऽसि कर्तुम् मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यथात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस्त्यागा शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितः मनोबुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षमर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्व आरंभ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्त स मे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान्य स मे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानपमानयोः शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखेषु समसङ्ग विवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दा सुधीर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्मामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाधानमत्परमा भक्तास्तेऽतीव मे प्रियाः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णवा वृंद की जय Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So now we'll go on to Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter number 31, entitled The Gopis Songs of Separation, also called Gopi Geet. So let me share my screen. Gopya Uchuhu Jayati Dedikam Krishna Janmana Vraja Swayata Indira Krishna Shashwadatrahi Daita Drisyatam Krishna Dikshutavakas Vaidrita Savas Tvam Vichinvate Sharadudashaye Krishna Sadhu Jatasat Sarasijodhara Krishna Shri Mushadrisha Suratanatate Krishna Shulkadasika Varadanignato Krishna Neha Kimvada Vishajalapyayat Krishna Vyalarakshasad Parshamarutat Krishna Vaidyutanalat Vishamayatmajat Krishna Vishwato Bhayat Vishabate Vayam Krishna Rakshitamuhu Nakalu Gopika Krishna Nandano Bhavan Akila Devinam Krishna Antaratmadrit Vikana Sartito Krishna Vishwaguptaye Sagaudevan Krishna Satvatam Kule Virachita Bhayam Krishna Vishnidhuryate Charanamirusham Krishna Samshriter Bhayat Sarasaroruham Krishna Kantakamadam Shirasi Devina Krishna Shrikaragraham Rajajanartihan Krishna Veerayoshitam Nijajanasmaya Krishna Dvamsanasmitam Bhajasake Bhavat Krishna Kinkarismano Kalaruhananam Krishna Charudarshaya Pranata Dehinam Krishna Papakarshanam Pranacharanugam Krishna Sriniketanam Manipanarpitam Krishna Te Padambujam Trinakucheshuna Krishna Krindi Hrichayam Madhuraya Gira Krishna Valgubhakyaya Puramanognyaya Krishna Pushkare Kshana Vidikaririma Krishna Viramoyati Adarasiduna Krishna Pyayayasvana Avakatamritam Krishna Tapta Jivanam Kaviviridhitam Krishna Kalmashapam Shravanamangalam Krishna Srimadatatam Bhuvigrunanti ye Krishna Bhurida Jana Sahasitam Krishna Priya Prema Vikshanam Viharanam Chate Krishna Jnanamangalam Rahasi Samvido Krishna Ya Hradi Sprusha कुहकनो मना कृष्णा क्षोभयन्ति चलति यद्व्रजात् चारयन् पशुम् अलिन सुन्दरं कृष्णानाथ ते पदम् लदृणाङ्कुरै कृष्णा सीदति दिना सलिलतां मना कृष्णाकान्त गच्छति दिन परीक्षये कृष्णा नीलकुण्डलये अनरुहाननं कृष्णा बिभ्रदावृतम् जनरजस्वलं कृष्णा दर्शयन्मुहुर्मनसि न स्मरं कृष्णा वीरयच्छसि प्रणतकामदं कृष्णा पद्मजार्चितं नरनिमण्डनं कृष्णा ध्येयमापदि चरणपङ्कजं कृष्णा शन्तमं च ते रमणनस्तनेश कृष्णा अर्पयादिहन् सुरतवर्धनं कृष्णा शोकनाशनं स्वैतवेणुना कृष्णा सुष्ठुचुम्बितम् इतररागवी स्मारणं नृणा इतरवीरनाथ एतरामृतम् अतति यद्भवान् कृष्णा अग्निकाननम् युगायते कृष्णा त्वामपश्यताम् कुटिलकुण्टलं कृष्णा श्रीमुखं च ते जडौ दीक्षताम् कृष्णा पक्ष्मकर्दृशम् अतिसुतान्वया कृष्णा भ्रातृबान्धवान् अतिलङ्घ्यते कृष्णा अन्त्य अच्युतागता अतिवीरस्तवो गीतमोहिता तव योषिता कृष्णा तस्य जेनिषि सहसि संविदं कृष्णा हृच्चयोदयम् सहसि ताननं कृष्णा प्रेम भीक्षणम् बृहदुरश्रियो कृष्णा वीक्ष्यदामते मुदुरति स्पृहा कृष्णा मूयते मना सजमनौकसां कृष्णा व्यक्तिरङ्गते विजिनहन्त्रेलं कृष्णा विश्वमङ्गलम् त्यजमनाक्षणा कृष्णा त्वत्पृहात्मना स्वजनहृदृधां कृष्णा यन्निषूदनम् यत्ते सुजातचरणाम्बुरुहंस्तनेषु गीताक्षणै प्रियदधीमहि कर्कशेषु तेनातभीमतसि तद्यततेन किं स्वेत् पूर्वातिभिर्भ्रमति दीर्घवदायुषम् नः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna. So now we'll move on to our Damodara. So Namamishwaram Shachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Namamishwaram Shachidanandarupam लसात् कुण्डालं गोकुले व्रजमानाम् यशोधाभियोलुकलाधवमानाम् परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो द्रुतगोप्य नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपाम् लसात् कुण्डालं गोकुले व्रजमानाम् यशोदाभियोलुकलाधवमानाम् परामृष्टामत्यन्ततो द्रुतगोप्याम् रुदन्तमुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्ताम् पराम्बुजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्राम् मूश्वासकां पात्रीरेकाङ्कघण्टम् पिताग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् दीक्ष्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् तडीयेषिताज्ञेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमातस्तं सतावृत्ति वन्दे परं देव मोक्षां न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरिषदपीह इदं देव पूर्णात् गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्याविराष्टं किमन्यै इदं ते मूकाम्बोजम् अत्यन्तनीलये कृतं कुण्डलैः स्निग्धरक्तचगोप्याम् मुहुचुम्बितां बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनस्याविराष्टं मलं लक्षलाभैन् नमो देव दामोदरानन्द विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलधिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यादिदीनं वदानो विहनिशमामाज्ञं येद्यक्षिदृशाम् कुबेरात्मजौ बाद्धमूर्त्यैव याद्वात् त्वयामुचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तदा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छम् तेजहो मे स्थिरामुदरेह नमस्ते सुदाम्ने सुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतोऽयम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतोऽयम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवयतोऽयम् जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर श्री राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय गौरनीताय जय गौरनीताय जय जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय जय सुभद्रा जय जय सुदर्शन जय बालगोपाल जय जय प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल सदगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री गुरुदेव की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। ऑल गॉड्स assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा, ऑल गॉड्स assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा, ऑल गॉड्स assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा, ऑल गॉड्स Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Tirobhava Mahamahotsava ki jai. Kartik Deepdan Mahamahotsava ki jai. Damodarashtakam ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So let's see who all we have today. Nisha Mataji is there. Archana Mataji, Vijayalakshmi Priya Mataji, Ramya Mataji, and all the devotees. Thank you very much for joining in. Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So we'll meet tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. for our Brahma Muhurta chanting session. Until then, happy chanting, happy being grateful to Srila Prabhupada for all that he's given us. And let us try to make our life perfect by the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada, simply by following Prabhupada's instructions. Thank you.